Good day. Today on Rick's Reloading Bench, Dean and I are going to talk to you about and then demonstrate to you case annealing for bottleneck rifle casings. That is, ones that have necks on them, a shoulder and a neck. And Dean, go ahead and start it off.
Well, I ordered and got my annealing machine, if that makes sense. Anyways, ordered this, and actually they were really cool people. I'd ordered it before Christmas, and it actually took about 6 weeks to get, but I got it, and it was delivered, and no complaints here. Actually.
Yeah.
And I've used it, and it functions quite well.
Yeah.
So I think today we're just going to talk about some of the benefits of annealing.
Sure. Well, one of the things that I found is on reloading 223s is that I will reload them until the brass craps out, meaning that the neck will actually have a split in it. And the reason that it has had a split in it is because it's been back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's been sized and shot and sized and shot, and once you keep working that metal so much, and especially on the neck where it's thin, it's going to be the first thing that goes. And so this way, when you anneal your brass, hopefully that will take care of the problem, and I should get a lot more reloads out of the 223s.
Yeah, that brass, it starts to get really brittle just from firing.
Yeah.
So.
And brass traditionally, all rifle brass that has a neck and a shoulder and a neck, the body is intentionally harder than the shoulder and the neck. The neck and the shoulder, which is where all of the expansion forward is going to take place, that brass, it's not hardened as much.
Yeah, you're saying when we're annealing, we're just annealing really this portion of the brass itself to really, what I remember from it, it puts the brass to the molecules back to their original shape. That's why it becomes softer and pliable. And every time you shoot it, it disrupts them, and that's why they become brittle. But we're just doing this part of it, and the rest of the brass is a thicker brass, I understand.
Right.
We're not annealing this part of it. You're not supposed to.
Exactly.
It's really this part that's flexing and moving that we're annealing after every 3 or 4 times to soften that up. Because I know we did it with 308, and we went from really one MOA group to about half an MOA group. We did
Yeah,
308.
that's another side benefit, is that it uniforms the neck tension. I don't know molecularly how it does it, but it does it. It uniforms the neck tension. And when you have uniform neck tension, you're going to notice a smaller, tighter group of your shots, providing you do your part. And we did. We experienced a noticeable size reduction in group shots on the 308 after having annealed the brass. And
oh yeah, that went from like 1.0 MOA, and it was actually some of the better shooting I did, because we did that 308, and I know, because now the neck tension is consistent, holding the bullet itself. So that made it, for me at least, what I saw, made a definite improvement in sub MOA groups, shooting, just doing that. And I think with the 223, it'll help soften it up and prolong the life of it, because 223 for me, as I throw it in AR, it just tear stuff up. Yeah. So I just for me, I'm just looking to prolong it, and then some of it I pick up, being a brass goblin, I'll pick it up sometimes from the range, and I don't know how many times it's been shot, but I know after I anneal it, I'm going to get a lot more life out of it.
That's right.
And I know nowadays with everything going on, even brass has gotten kind of hard to find, and sells out and everything else, so I figure, I have Lapua brass for my 6.5, at least I can prolong that, because that's expensive enough. So for me, I'm just looking to prolong the brass that I do have. So this annealing machine, I mean, it does a lot. We're going to fire it up today, and you can watch. It's kind of satisfying to watch it just anneal that brass, but once you get it set up,
it's like looking at the clothes in a clothes dryer as it's going around and around. You just kind of get hypnotized.
Yeah, it's kind of hypnotic. And I know with this, it kind of does that, And once you get it set up, because there's videos on technically how to set this up, you'll play with it. I don't think we're going to get technical today. It was just more just talking about the benefits, prolonging the brass, definitely made your groups a lot better. So if you're going from 223, 6.5, 308, whatever the hell you're doing, it helps uniform it. Obviously, pistol brass would not go in here, but yeah, I think for the $300 I spent, what I'll save it maybe future brass. Or I don't know. Reloading doesn't really save you money. You can just shoot more, I guess, But I think with this, and I'm making a lot more friends because I bought it, and I don't know a lot of people. And I actually don't know a lot of people that shoot that own an annealing machine. A lot of reloaders I talk to, they don't.
Yeah.
So, for me, and once I get my brass done, I can do it for friends too. So, help them out.
Okay, anything else before we actually start it?
No, not that I can think of. We'll just probably we'll cut to it. We'll get it fired up and going, and you can kind of check it out. And just one more thing to add to your reloading.
All right.
So.
Stay tuned.
All right.
All right, we got it all up and running.
Okay. I'm going to play with this to adjust the flame. Now, for sake of the video, kind of holding this, it got pushed a little bit, so I'm kind of holding it.
Uh-huh.
My little aiming thing didn't work out too well. I had it just, there we go, just perfect. Anyways, usually you can put a little pan underneath. I actually put it on the edge of the bench and let it fall into a can that I have. But anyways, you'll notice the flame. Sometimes you have to play with it. A little low there. And there's lots of videos on how to set this up. I found for my sake that keeping the flame back a little bit seemed to do the case good enough for me. Some people move the inside tip there all the way up to the edge. But I found that when you do that, you had to speed it up a lot more.
Right.
So it comes down to playing with the flame and playing with the speed. As you'll see, I got it set for 46. That's about like 5 seconds.
Okay, we'll zoom in on that digital part. So it's set at
I got it set at 46.
4.5, 4.6 seconds.
What I kind of do is I watch the brass when it comes out to see how far down the neck it's annealed. And that, because you just want to come down just a little bit from the neck. So you can play at the speed and play with the flame's length. So at least for me, I know some people get very exact, they'll do exactly their flame length and then have the exact speed. I just found you have to play with it a little bit.
And as you can see, he's got the tray loaded up completely with brass.
Yeah, and this will hold a lot. This might be hot, but yeah, it's hot. Kind of watching the brass. I don't know if you could see it on there, but it's freaking hot. You can see it coming down just a little bit, the discolorization, and that's what I'm looking for.
Oh yeah.
See?
Oh yeah.
So, annealing, they'll give you this, but it fills up really quickly. So I just did this. I had it all perfect, but of course once we started filming, they started dropping all over the damn thing.
That's Murphy's Law.
Yep.
And they do come out really hot.
Yeah, they do. Don't grab them. So I have to tighten the nut up in the back. I should have done that before we started. See, that one took off. And you can watch the brass sometimes. It'll just start to glow, and you don't want it to glow. It'll just start to glow, and that's as far as you want to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you'll see some of the material blow off the end. So you got to play with it. Like I said, I watched the videos. You can get it set exactly if you're going to put the inside flame like right to the neck and speed it up. But I just found that just play with it a little. Look, the first couple that come out, you'll see how far down it's annealing, and with that, you can kind of then guesstimate where you're at. There we go. Like I said, what's nice about it, you can sit there and you can anneal a whole bunch of 223, just kind of kicking back, and
And it runs off of a bottle of propane?
yeah, one's on there. This right here. It's your Coleman propane. You just get it from a sporting goods store.
Yeah, big 5.
Yeah, I think they're like $3, $4, $5, depends. We live in good old California, so everything's twice the amount, so. But, like we were talking about the advantages, it'll prolong the life of this brass because it softens up that metal. So you don't get the splitting, you get consistent neck pressure. What I do is I anneal it before I obviously resize it. So I'll put the brass through a wet tumbler. Whether you do prime them or obviously they're spent primers, but whether you do prime them or not, that's up to you. I put them through a wet tumbler, clean them up, and then I'll resize and deprime them at the same time. Depends, unless they've got it's got the ring in there, the military rings.
Swedge.
Yeah, and I'll swage that later, but I have a special pin for that, so I can pop those primers out.
And as you can see, it's very reliable as far as loading. There's no jamming or anything like that.
Yeah, it goes really smooth. Except I thought my little trick here of dropping it down was going to work, but there we go. I get about 50% of them in. Thought I was being slick. Ow! Ow!
Very hot, huh?
Yeah, that one was hot.
Oh yeah.
Keep the brass. Now I'm watching them just to make sure, and I think I'm going to bring this back just a little. I can start to see the annealings coming down a little farther than I'm comfortable with. That's why I'll watch the brass. I don't burn my damn fingers. I'll watch it just so it's easy to see the discolorization. So as soon as it starts to stretch a little bit, or maybe I got to run some brass I picked up, and the metallurgy, and it's just a little different, then I might back it off a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like I said, I've seen some people put the flame all the way up, and I know you can run it faster, but I'd rather run at about this speed. I can kind of watch it a little bit better. It's still fast.
Oh yeah.
And I think we're going to anneal what is probably 100, 200 in here. Like I said, once you get it going, you can just kind of let it run and kick back and do something else, and you get all your brass annealed. I think for me it's going to be interesting. I'll probably anneal it every few times I shoot it.
Sure.
That dead shot, it'll last me a long time. My thought is they'll probably do something crazy in California with reloading or buying glass or something stupid. So at least keep what you have, and I guess in the long run you probably save some money. You don't buy brass as much.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think we've probably done enough to let everyone see how it works.
Yeah.
And everything like that. So we're going to go ahead and terminate filming this operation, and we'll finish the rounds out ourselves, the brass casings. So anyway,
enjoy.
On behalf of Dean and myself, happy reloading, stay safe, and shoot straight.
Yep, keep calm and
return fire.
Return fire.
Awesome. See you later, folks.
See ya.
Bye-bye.